See if I can keep you guys' heads up. Why aren't we up? Because somehow I don't get this set right, and my arms get tight, and you get down here. That ain't good. So fix it. That's what I'm trying to do. Sassies. Well, guess what? What? I had a very, very special weekend. What did you do? We went to Blue Rapids, Kansas, where, well, we called it our hometown. We lived in the country, but that's where we went to church and school, and it's where our address was until a big old ice flow and flood took out all the bridges to my family farm, and there was only one way in, and it was from a different town. So they moved Mom and Dad's address. Your parents moved? No, only their address. That's weird. Well, all things in life are weird. But it took a long time before they finally fixed any of the bridges. They finally fixed one. So there's only, well, I guess that's 2 ways out now. Well, there is another one. It's very long. Well, 7 miles. But it's all on very rough country, back road, rocky road. And it goes to Marysville. It goes all the way north to Marysville, or close to Marysville. Okay, have you figured it out yet? Almost. But anyway, it turned out to be such a nice day after they told us it was going to be so bad weather all week long. They've been telling us the weekend was going to be really cold and windy, and there was going to be snow. And then Friday, I looked at the local weather forecast, completely changed. It all went south. I do feel bad for those in the south, but not too bad because we get it all the time. It was going to be in the upper 30s, which warm for this month, and it was barely any wind at all, and the sun was out. So we went to Kansas, and we had Christmas with my parents and my brothers and sisters and all of my nieces, well, not all of them, but most of my nieces and nephews, all of my grandchildren. I think Sandra and Jay weren't there, but otherwise they all were. No, Delson wasn't either. Oh, I'll get it straight someday. You get so mixed up. Why don't you just edit it all? Well, because I would be, I'd be editing too much. Besides, let them see me goof up. Okay, let's quit talking about goof ups. We had a wonderful time, and I took just a little bit of footage. I didn't want to kind of turn everybody off with, because it's a big bunch of people, and maybe they didn't all want to be on camera. But anyway, I didn't really get a lot of faces except my dad and a dear friend that was sitting right close to us. And so I put them in. I didn't worry about them being in because, well, it's just fine. They're there. And they didn't seem to be mind being in the picture or being on camera. So, in fact, they smiled. Well, that's good. Anyway, we sang a favorite song of my mother's. We all stood around her. Well, not all of us. Okay, I'll edit that. Several of us stood around her, and we sang His Eye is on the Sparrow. And she perked up, and she woke up and looked around the room. And Joe said that he was across the room, and he said it looked like she was crying a little bit, which would mean that she was remembering. She loved that song. And so I think it made her remember a little. And my grandson TJ, he came over and she saw him and she got almost a smile. Her eyes got bright. Is that what's odd about that? Well, my mother has Alzheimer's. Most of the time she sleeps these days. She doesn't react to or respond to much. Unless Dad goes somewhere and she wants to know where. But she still wants to keep track of him. Anyway, well, on with this whole thing. I've been talking forever.
Almost. Did we ever tell you guys hi? Hello.
Hi there.
I'm Buster.
I'm Rosie. I'm Glenda. We're Fralin and Friends. I wish I would have had my camera set on zoom so you could see more of what was in that center park, in the circular park. In that, we call it the square, but you drive around the square, which you could see. And in the center, it is a circle, and it's a little park, and there was a nativity scene cut out that was all painted white. There was a Santa Claus, and that huge glacier rock, the largest rock in Kansas or ever found in Kansas. I don't know when that was put there, but Blue Rapids is a very old town. It's right on the original Oregon Trail, very close to it. The original Oregon Trail went through a spot about 6 miles north, if even that, from Blue Rapids, and it's called Alcove Springs, and there are pictures of the spring of the alcove, a big overhang. There's several alcoves, but this one has a big spring in it. And there were times when, the Native Americans would take shelter there, and use that spring water. And the Oregon Trail went through there. So there's a lot of spots where the Oregon Trail went through around here. Anyway, I wanted to give you a shot I took some footage on the way to Marysville of rock face. It's where they cut out for the road to go through, and you can see the limestone and the layers, and the problem is I couldn't get it slow enough when we were driving by. I really need to stop and just take some pictures of it sometime and then show you, because you can see the layers of flint, and there's even where the gypsum has kind of made a kind of almost an icicle type sediment through there, but it's mostly limestone with some flint. It is in the Flint Hills, so that makes sense. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I guess we'll say good night, because I don't have time for any more footage.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Be sure to smile and wave.
Please do. And remember to tell somebody, I love you. And we love you. Good night.